start recording for my VOD, so hello VOD watchers. It is the comprehensive and complete Legend of Zelda timeline and Civ stream. Oh man. Thank you Frost for gifting a sub to Tori. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We really cannot let the ad dimension claim another homie. You're so right. Thanks to Mez in the chat. Hello, hello. Hello, Leah. Welcome to my TED Talk. To your TED Talk, okay? Start talking. Oh man, it is literally freezing for literally everybody else, unfortunately. Really? Oh, guys, I don't know how cold it is outside, but it's bad. 11 degrees. It is 11 degrees outside, and I don't like it. I think we should just cancel winter altogether. Let's all move to the Caribbean, okay? We're putting together a fund, and we're getting on a plane and going to the Caribbean. I hope that's all good with everybody. Hello, Rubenese. Hello, hello. It's so cold, even the stream froze for me for a second. No! No! This can't be! Tory talk. No, you're right. It's not a TED talk, it's a Tory talk. Today, I'm talking about the beloved game franchise, The Legend of Zelda. Oh, that's so great! I'm so excited to hear about it. 38 here, I suppose I should stop complaining if it's 11 there. I would be blessed for 38-degree weather. It was like 60 or 50 degrees last week. I don't know why it just dropped all of a sudden, but I'm not happy with it. I guess it is February. It's not March yet, but it's like the 22nd, bro. Like, can we be for real? Can we not be so cold outside? It's not appreciated. So hopefully it gets a little bit warmer out here soon. I would love that. I would love that. Is stream choppy for anyone else, or is it just my internet being a pain? I don't know. I don't know. My stream recording that I have going is going fine. I can say that, but I don't know about anybody else. Leah lives in it at an Antarctic research base confirmed. Guys, I'm gonna have to put on my glasses. I need my glasses for the slideshow anyway. Now this is Rory's kind of long, confusing series about reincarnating hero Hyrule Link and the titular Princess Zelda as they battle the forces of evil Ganondorf. That's true. That is true. It's a fiery hell where I live. God, I wish it was warm. Hi, Cisco. Hi, Cisco. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Guys, I'm going to let Cisco say hi. Everybody be nice. Cisco saying hi. Everybody be nice. He's so sweetie. He says hi to everybody. He wants everybody to have such a good day. Get so self-conscious about wearing glasses, but you literally don't look any different. Oh, I feel like I do a little bit. What the dog doing? This is what he does when I stream. He just lays on my lap. He just lays on my lap. It's so goofy. It's so goofy. Silly. Silly as hell. I feel like my nose looks bigger with my glasses though, low-key. Am I giving librarian? Am I giving librarian? Okay. You look like you're about to drop a sick PowerPoint with the glasses on. You know, I hope so. That is the goal. That is the goal. Okay. I don't quite know where to put my camera here. I guess I'll just start it out here. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will keep an eye on it to make sure I'm not covering anything up. But here, guys, is the complete and the comprehensive and complete Zelda timeline. And I wrote this because I was showing one person, and I said, because you showed the smallest interest in hearing me talk about this, and I kept that line in there for this stream because you guys also showed the smallest interest in hearing me talk about this, and I'm still gonna present it. I'm still gonna present it. So here we go. Oh, hi, Cisco. You go lay down. Go lay down. I'm doing stuff now. In the beginning. Oh, Benny Gigging. I'm wearing mine in honor of you, right? Of you all. See, my glasses aren't helping. I only wear them when I leave the house. I only wear my glasses when I'm in the house. I've started trying to bring them to work, And it's going pretty good, though. It's going pretty good. Okay. So, this is very broken down, guys. This is very, very broken down. I don't know if I should make this low-key, ooh, let me see. Should I kind of, like, do that? I'm gonna do that, so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. I propose a question. What's the question? I need to know. Okay, this is very broken down. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Hylia and the Hero of Time. This covers Skyward Sword, the Minish Cap, Four Swords, and the Ocarina of Time. The off-white background and blue text is beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I tried to make it pretty. This was like near 2 years ago me, though. This was near 2 years ago me, so if you don't like this, don't blame me. Don't blame current Leah, blame past Leah, okay? That's not my problem, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I take no responsibility. What if Zelda was a girl? Oh my god! What if Zelda was a dwarf? Literally. For real. So that is the statue of Hylia in the Skyward Sword. My favorite Zelda game, I'd say. Other than maybe a Link Between Worlds is also good, but I would say Skyward Sword takes the top spot in my heart. 1.1. Guys, this is so super broken down. This is super broken down. Creation of the world. I would find 6 others and be the new Snow White. But only if they're all cool with it. That's fair, that's fair. Before time began, the 3 golden goddesses descended upon Hyrule, guys. Din, the goddess of power, created the earth. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, bestowed order to the world. I have like so many graphics in here. I really tried so hard. Farore, the goddess of courage, created life. Why did Din create the earth, though? Guys, I think she just wanted to. I think that she just wanted to. The 3 goddesses left behind the Triforce. So the Triforce is the culmination of the 3 goddesses' powers, guys, okay? Perfect. Wonderful. We're all following. 1.2. The end of Hylia. The Triforce was entrusted to the goddess Hylia during the era of the goddess Hylia. It didn't create Earth, and why Hyrule and not Earth? Good question. Good question. Maybe Hyrule's just like the place, and Earth is the broader place. I'm gonna go with that for now. I don't have all the answers. I have a lot of answers, but I don't have all the answers, unfortunately. I wish I had all of them. If Din created Earth, who created Hyrule? I think the people in power, probably. I mean, she kind of created Hyrule if Hyrule is on Earth. I guess. The Demon King Demise sought to take the Triforce and make the world his own, so he raised an army of malevolent forces to destroy Hyrule. Whoa. So because Demise destroyed Hyrule, Hylia gathered all the surviving humans and sent them to an outcrop of the earth and sent that into the sky beyond a cloud barrier of her creation. This would later be named Skyloft, and she hid the Triforce there. Perfect. I love Skyloft. I fuck with Skyloft heavy. I especially like that little cart that travels around in the sky and they sell things in it. That's pretty cool. Perfect. Hylia rallied together the surface tribes, so the people under the entities that are underneath the cloud barrier. The Gorons, the Kiwi, so it's from left to right here, I believe. Yes, so left to right here. Gorons, Kiwi, Magma, Perella, and the ancient robots to fight back the evil forces led by Demise, and then sealed all of Demise's evil forces away. Simple enough. I already know most of this. I'm just playing along. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, of course. Knowing the seal on Demise would not hold, she devised a plan. As the Triforce could not be wielded by a god, Hylia renounced divinity and transferred her soul into the body of a mortal who would come of age when Demise returned. You know, I'm reading this over and I'm pissed off that I didn't capitalize more things. There should be some capital letters in here. Blame 19-year-old me, not near 21-year-old me. Okay, that's not my problem. That's 19-year-old me's problem. She created the goddess sword and the spirit fee to aid her chosen hero, who would reveal himself when he drew the sword from the pedestal. You know none of this. It's going to be very comprehensive, so you should be able to follow along, hopefully. If you have questions, let me know. I don't know if it's Fee or Fi, but I always said Fee. So shout out. We love her. She's super cool. We love playing her, and what's that game? Hyrule Warriors. I love playing as Fee and Hyrule Warriors and beating people up with my magic powers. That's great and wonderful. We love her. 1.3, the Sky Era. Era. So, I think that all makes sense so far. 1.3.1. Guys, we have a lot of points in this. 1.3.1. Skyward Sword. You like the Travis Scott song about her? Thousands of years later, Hylia is reborn as Zelda in Skyloft. So Zelda is the girl. No freaking way, guys. Zelda is the girl. And Zelda is Hylia reborn, so the goddess reborn. Zelda is taken down to the surface by a tornado created by Girahim, who attempts to have her kidnapped by his master, Demise. So Girahim works for Demise. This is the plot of Skyward Sword right now that we're going over. I had a feeling Zelda was the girl. Glad to see it confirmed. Yes, Zelda is the girl. Zelda is rescued by Impa, who Hylia sent through time to help her save her mortal self. So Impa's there to save Zelda, sent by Hylia through time. I'm gonna reincarnate myself to save the world thousands of years later. This plan is great. Literally. I will be so honest, guys. The Zelda timeline is so ridiculous. It makes sense for a little bit, and then it doesn't. And there's still, like, things like that. Like, thousands of years later, you need to be reborn? Okay, girl. Whatever you say. Zelda regains her memories as Hylia, and her childhood friend Link draws the goddess sword from the pedestal, revealing himself as the chosen hero. We fuck with Link. We like Link. He's chill. Zelda and Impa flee from Girahim by going to the Gate of Time, so that, like, circle thing is the Gate of Time, at the Temple of Time, and destroying it behind them. So, Link seeks out the 3 sacred flames to temper his sword into the Master Sword, which he uses to activate the second Gate of Time at the Sealed Temple. Link got friend-zoned in the PowerPoint. Literally. No! So I think this line might be confusing if you didn't play the game. But basically, Zelda and Impa out of the picture. Gate of Time gone. Link needs to go figure some shit out so he can open another gate, because that gate's gone. Here's where it starts getting wordy, and I apologize for this, but I will read all of this out. Link finds Zelda by using the Gate of Time to travel back to the era of Hylia, to a time shortly after when Demise was sealed. So he goes back in time to find Zelda. Zelda places herself in a 1,000-year slumber to sustain the seal. Then Link returns to the present, gathers the Triforce, and uses it to destroy Demise. Zelda awakens from her age-long slumber, only to be kidnapped by Girahim. So, yeah, she went back in time and slept for a very long time, and now in present time she wakes up again, and then Girahim takes her. Rip. Girahim takes her to the past again. So Girl's been to the past so many times, where Demise is still alive and uses her soul to revive his master. It gets pretty convoluted, I'm sorry. Link defeats Demise in battle, and the Demon King is permanently sealed away with the Master Sword. With his last words, Demise vows an incarnation of his hatred. So his hatred is Ganon. He vows that an incarnation of his hatred, Ganon, shall ever follow those who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, and a cycle without end. So we're basically just now in a circle where Ganon's always gonna be coming after the reincarnated Zelda and Link. Yes. Link is cool. All my homies love Link. Girahim, I hardly know him. You're so right. Link thrusts the Master Sword into the pedestal at the sealed temple. Fi becomes the forever dormant in the sword. Goodbye. We loved you. You were great. Link and Zelda return to the present. Impa stays in the past, which was her own time, to watch over the Master Sword that is sealed. Zelda and Link resolve to live on the surface and watch over the Triforce, so not up in Skyloft, but down on the Earth. Zelda, Link, and others from Skyloft repopulate the surface world. Their descendants become known as the Hylians. During this time, the land was named Hyrule. So I guess that answers our question as to that's how Hyrule was founded, because they all came down from Skyloft. After, Zelda Lord's surprisingly involved. We're not even to the half of it, I promise you. We're on 24 of 167. Dang. So Hylia is now founded. Shout out. 1.4, the Era of Chaos. Lots of eras here. Oh my gosh. Got the puns down. Sorry, how many slides? 167? Maybe? A bunch. That's the answer. After many years of peace in Hyrule, word spread of the supreme power of the Triforce. So now people are like, damn, that thing has power and magic. We need that. And so war engulfs the land, and this is the Era of Chaos. In particular, a group of powerful sorcerers known as the Interlopers sought dominion over the sacred realm where the Triforce was located. The goddess sent the spirits of light to banish them to the Twilight Realm. So the Interlopers are those scary Link-looking guys. They can change form, basically. They're evil, and we don't like them. And they're taking over the area where the Triforce is at. But the spirits of light, which is that like little monkey guy and that little bird guy, they're gonna fight the Interlopers. So it's all good. At least 20 slides. Where did these Interlopers even come from? Who leads them? It's like the forces of evil, so like that's connected to like Ganon, basically. It's basically like Ganon, the hatred of Ganondorf, as far as I know. The goddesses sent the spirits of light to banish them to the Twilight Realm, and that picture in the back with Link there is the Twilight Realm. The Interloper leads the Interlopers, obviously. Yes. So to protect the Triforce, the sage Rauru built a new Temple of Time at the location of the sealed temple around the pedestal holding the Master Sword. So the Temple of Time, the new one, is around the Master Sword, the location of the only entrance to the sacred realm. He placed the Triforce in the Temple of Light and sealed off the sacred realm with him inside an event called the Sealing of the Sacred Realm. So we can't get into the sacred realm. It's locked. We can't. The Master Sword became the key that joined the Temple of Time to the Temple of Light, and it was closed behind the Door of Time. So it's like 3 different locks. You can't really get in. You can't really get in. So, that guy on the left is Rauru. The Temple of Time is the temple in the middle, which kind of looks like a church. And the door on the right is the Door of Time. 1.5 is the Era of Prosperity. During the Era of Prosperity, Zelda's descendants established the Kingdom of Hyrule and became its royal family. So Zelda's descendants are now the royal family of Hyrule. Many members of the royal family were born with special powers, given that they were the blood relatives of the goddess Hylia. Princesses born into the royal family were always named Zelda after the goddess reincarnate. So all the princesses are Zelda. That's why we have many Zeldas, technically. Lots of Zeldas. Oh, and that's the crest for the royal family of Hyrule. Are Hylians elves? Why pointy ears? I guess so. I guess they are kind of like elves. 1.6, the Force Era. Do they differ from humans in any way? As far as my knowledge, no, other than the pointy ears. So 1.6.1 goes over the Minish legend. This is where it gets a little convoluted. During the Force Era, Hyrule was attacked by evil beings. The Minish, known to the Hylians as Picori, descended from the sky to save Hyrule. They brought the Picori blade and the light force to the hero of men. The hero sealed the evil beings in the bound chest and locked it with the Picori blade. To commemorate the event, a Picori festival was held once a year. During the festival, the champion of a sword fighting tournament would earn the right to touch the Picori blade. This is probably one of the bottom of the iceberg points on the Zelda iceberg, I'll be honest. Like, the Minish Cap and all of the lore around that kind of stuff is not very relevant, but it is part of canon. Oh, hi, Ro. Hello, hello. Good to see you here. So 1.6.2 goes over the Minish Cap. On the 100th anniversary of the Picori Festival, a corrupted, power-seeking Minish named Vati wins the sword fighting tournament. During the award ceremony, Vati breaks the Picori blade and opens the bound chest, hoping to find the light force. This unleashes evil onto Hyrule. He turns Zelda into stone and then later kidnaps her when she discovers the force of light is within her. He uses the light force to transform into a Wigan demon. Fortunately, Ro, you've only missed 30 slides. There are 100 left. There's like 130 left. The Minish Cap was the first Zelda game I played. I actually have never played the Minish Cap. I have not ever played the Minish Cap, fun fact. But I'd like to. It's one of the only ones I haven't played, actually. Link, a blacksmith's apprentice and Zelda's friend. So, again, not the original Link and Zelda. Link is constantly reborn as the soul of the hero, and Zelda's constantly reborn as the goddess Hylia. So this is like future them again. Not future them, but like different descendants of them. But I mean, Link's probably not blood related to the original Link. Link, a blacksmith's apprentice and Zelda's friend, is enlisted by King Daltus to have the Picori blade reforged so it can break the curse on Zelda. Because she is stone. She's made of stone right now. So Link is like a recycled soul kind of thing instead of a singular person. Yes, and so is Zelda. Played it on a phone emulated, I think. Real. I've also done that many times. We love Delta. Shout out to Delta. He teams up with Elzo, a Minish sage, and Vati's former mentor. Vati had gained his power when he stole the mage's cap from Elzo. With the help of Elzo and the other Minish, Link reforges the Picori blade and infuses it with the 4 elements to create the Four Sword. With it in hand, Link vanquishes Vati, breaking the curse on Princess Zelda, and Princess Zelda uses the Mage's Cap to wish Hyrule back to normal. 4 swords. This is what I think is probably the weirdest part. The weirdest game in Zelda. That's just me. This one, I don't get why it's canon, but that's okay. Actually, no, there's another one I also don't get. This one is really weird, though. Vati was presumed dead, but he soon reappeared, and he had no previous memory of his life as a Minish, so he declared himself the Wind Mage and claimed the Palace of the Winds. He brought terror to the land and kidnapped young maidens. A hero appeared carrying the 4 sword. He sealed the demon inside the sword, which was then enshrined in the 4 sword sanctuary. This part is probably one of the least important parts. If you don't remember this, it's fine. Link reincarnates but doesn't keep any of his memories of his previous lives. Yes, and Zelda sometimes does have memories of her previous lives. Actually, very often she does, but Link does not. Because Zelda is the goddess reincarnate, she does get her memories back every once in a while. 4 sword and 7 years ago. Generations later, Vati the Wind Mage breaks free and kidnaps Princess Zelda, taking her to the Palace of the Winds. So again, not the same Zelda. Not even the same Zelda as the last game. Different Zelda. Different Link. So Link, who witnessed the kidnapping, draws the 4 sword and is split into 4 links. Zelda is a goddess and Link is just some dude. Correct. Correct. He has the spirit of the hero, but that's about it. He's just chill. So the 4 sword splits him into 4 links. This is so weird to me. Link gathers 3 keys to Vati's palace from the Great Fairies and the Sea of Trees. So the Great Fairies are the ones on the left. The Tallest Cave, which is the middle picture there. And then Death Mountain, which all are reoccurring in... Well, specifically, the Great Fairies and Death Mountain are reoccurring in the Zelda games. The Link defeats Vati in his palace and rescues Princess Zelda. The Wind Mage is once again sealed in the 4 sword, which is returned to its pedestal, and Link regains his original form. Now it's 1 Link again. No more 4 links. I guess the Legend of some dude wouldn't have worked. No wonder they went with the Legend of Zelda instead. You're right. So true. So true. 1.7, Era of the Hero of Time. Hyrule enters a period of long civil war. During the war, a dying Hylian woman flees to the Kokiri forest and entrusts her baby boy, Link, to the Great Deku Tree. So again, not the same Link, a new Link who is a new Hylian. The boy is raised as a Kokiri, and eventually the King of Hyrule ends the war and unifies the kingdom. Around this time, Ganondorf was born. This new evil would cause endless destruction over Hyrule for a millennia. Dang them civil always causing war. You're so right. The Great Deku Tree kind of does come back. That is the picture on the left. The Kokiri are the, like, elvish people in the middle. I would say they're more elvish than the Hylians even. And again, Ganondorf is on the right. So that brings us to the Ocarina of Time, which is one of the more well-known games, I would say, in the Zelda franchise. Ganondorf, Dragmire, leader of the Gyarados. So, again, like how there was Ganon and Ganondorf, they're all different reincarnations of kind of the same concept. Some of them do share, I think they share memories as far as I know, because they're born out of the original demises. Hate. The leader of the Gyarados openly swears fealty to the king, but plots to open the door of time to obtain the Triforce. To that end, he curses the Great Deku Tree in an attempt to wrest him from the Kokiri's emeralds. With his dying breath, the Great Deku Tree sets Link and the fairy Navi on a quest to stop Ganondorf Dragmire. Cue the Gerudo Valley theme. That song's good. That song's good. So that little thing up in the top left corner is going to be the Kokiri's emerald, and the Great Deku Tree again is there, and then Navi's that little fairy. Link meets Princess Zelda, who, like Link, had premonitions of Ganondorf Dragmire's treachery. The two plot to open a door of time and get to the Triforce before Ganondorf. When Link opens the door of time and draws the Master Sword from the pedestal of time, he is sealed within the Chamber of Sages for 7 years and then reawakens as the hero of time. Link is the guy with the green Santa hat. Yes. Yes. Yes, he is. And this time, Ganondorf had entered the sacred realm, seized the Triforce, and transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. However, the Triforce had split into 3 parts, and Ganondorf only received the Triforce of Power. So the Triforce of Power is the one in the middle. Link gained the Triforce of Courage, which is the one on the left, and then Princess Zelda, the Triforce of Wisdom on the right. Ganondorf had used his power to take control of Hyrule Castle, and the Sacred Realm was transformed into the Evil Realm due to his evil heart. So now there is 3 parts to the Triforce, and it is no longer one triangle. 3 triangles. Using the combined power of the Master Sword and the 7 Sages, Link and Princess Zelda seal Ganondorf Dragmire in the Evil Realm. Ganondorf vows to destroy Link and Zelda's descendants when the seal is one day broken. Zelda uses the Ocarina of Time to return Link to his own time. Link places the Master Sword back in the pedestal, closes the door of time. Navi, with her mission complete, disappears. The secret sacred realm for sacred secrets secretly held by the sacred people who are secret. Correct. That is all true. It is all very true. You're lucky I had my glasses on and could read that. The timeline splits into 3 branches after Ocarina of Time. So this is where it gets confusing. This is where it gets really confusing. So the Fallen Hero timeline is a branch in which Ganon defeats the Hero of Time. So that the Fallen Hero timeline is more of a what-if scenario. Like, what if Ganon actually, was like, no more Hero of Time. Too bad, too sad. The branch where Link defeats Ganon is itself split into 2. So there's the what-if scenario, like, what if Ganon wins? And then there's 2 split branches for if Ganon loses to Link. There's 2 split branches. So one branch is where Link defeats Ganon, and then follows Link back to his own time. So technically, like, Princess Zelda sends Link back in time to relive his childhood, or, like, to get the childhood he never had. So that's the child timeline. And then the adult timeline is the branch where the Hero of Time disappears from the world. So because Zelda in this timeline sends Link back in time. So Link goes back in time. The rest of Hyrule and the rest of the world is like, where'd bro go? So this timeline is after Link gets sent back in time. So there's no Link from that Link is gone. There's no more that Link. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know. Do you think his name is Link because it represents his role as sort of a bridge? Ooh, I didn't think about that. I do like that. I really like that. I hope that is the case. Oh, this is where it gets confusing. Girl, I was confused 20 sides ago. A link to the past, even. I think we're getting somewhere here. The threads are unraveling. Okay. Okay, does that make sense? There's one timeline and the one-off, like, what-if scenario of Link losing. Okay? That is the Fallen Hero timeline. That's separate. And then Link goes back in time in one timeline, and then in the other timeline, Link is gone from the world because he went back in time. So the Master Sword is, for some reason, in both branches of the child and adult timelines. So in the child timeline, Link returns it to the pedestal of time. In the adult timeline, Zelda does that. Okay, I think that made that make as much sense as it possibly could. So the Fallen Hero timeline, this what if scenario, it goes over A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, A Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes, The Legend of Zelda, and The Adventures of Link. So the Fallen Hero timeline, or the what if scenario, is where the first games that are ever made for The Legend of Zelda take place, back in 1986 and 1987. When does Doctor Strange and the Hulk come in? Link is the link that links the links from the past to the future and stuff. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, basically, the game developers made that the games start in the Fallen Hero timeline in terms of like when they were made. So the Fallen Hero timeline is an alternate timeline in which Ganondorf defeats the hero of time in battle. Ganondorf takes Link's Triforce of Courage, Zelda's Triforce of Wisdom, and has the power of the complete Triforce. So now he has the one big Triforce again. As a last resort, the Seven Sages, led by Princess Zelda, seal Ganon and the Triforce within the corrupted sacred realm, now the Dark World. So this picture depicts all the Seven Sages, one of them being Zelda herself. Guys, I went on LinkedIn but couldn't find anything about Zelda lore. Help. Guys, I have that on my LinkedIn profile. Knows a lot of Zelda timeline lore. This chat is great. Instructions unclear. I now have to work overnight shifts at Amazon. No! No! 2.1, The Imprisoning War. After a brief time of peace, the doorway to the sacred realm reopens, and people fought each other to claim the Triforce, but none who entered the sacred realm returned. Instead came forth an army of Ganon's demons. The King of Hyrule commanded the Seven Sages of that era to seal the gate to the sacred realm. They succeeded, though the Knights of Hyrule who defended them were nearly wiped out. Due to the cost of resources and lives in the fight over the sacred realm, the Imprisoning War left Hyrule impoverished. The Imprisoning War occurred many years after Ganon defeated the hero of time in battle. Wish I could work overnight at Amazon better than my current job. Oh no. So the gate to the sacred realm is now sealed, and there was a big war. Do Faces of Evil, Wand of Gamelian, or Zelda's Adventure come up in this palette point? You will see. Era of Light and Dark. This goes over A Link to the Past. Following the Imprisoning War, the Era of Light and Dark began. Many years later, the Dark Wizard Agahnim brainwashed all of Hyrule's soldiers, murdered the King of Hyrule, and made 6 of the maidens, descendants of the Seven Sages, disappear into the Dark World. He did this to break the seal on Ganon. I'm gonna take that as I forgot if they do. You should take that as if I forgot if I do, because I made this 2 years ago and I can't remember. Yes. Yes. Agahnim. Yeah. Thank you so much. The last remaining victim was Zelda, and she used telepathy to call out to Link. Using his dying uncle's sword, Link freed Zelda from her cell in the dungeon of Hyrule Castle and collected the 3 pendants of virtue to prove he could draw the Master Sword, which recognized him as the hero. So Link's proving himself as a hero. He needed to find the 3 pendants of virtue, which are those things on the left, which are the same symbols that appear on the 3 goddesses as well. So they kind of connect. Can't call a girl out like that, but yes, I agree. Yes. Link fought Agahnim, but was too late to stop Agahnim from using Zelda and the other maidens to break the seal, which opened a portal in the castle. Link traversed Hyrule and the Dark World to rescue the 6 maidens along with Zelda, who together broke the barrier to Ganon's tower. Link killed Agahinim and Ganon in battle before Ganon could reach Hyrule, and made a wish on the Triforce to restore everyone who died to Ganon's evil. So the Triforce is back. Everybody is back alive because Link was like, no. And the royal family now has the Triforce. So Zelda's family. I got him. Yeah. Link's awakening. While journeying back to Hyrule, Link's boat was sunk at sea. He awoke on Koholint Island. The island existed in the dreams of the windfish, who slept on an egg on top Mount Tamaranch. Does this make any sense? I don't know. He learned from the owl that the only way to get off the island was to collect the instrument of the sirens and make the windfish. As he did so, various demons attacked Link to preserve their existence. Link journeyed to the top of the mountain and played the Ballad of the Windfish with the instruments and fought the Shadow Nightmares. So this is just going over Link's awakening there. Once Link had defeated the Shadow Nightmares and awakened the Windfish, he awoke clinging to the driftwood of his ship, adrift on the open seas. Bringing us to the Oracle of Seasons and the Oracle of Ages. Joking and chat, but gently invested, don't worry. I'm not worried. You guys can joke, I don't care. After the defeat of Ganon, his surrogate mothers, so, the witches of Twinrova, crazy, plotted to revive him. For this ritual, they required 3 flames to be lit: the flame of destruction, the flame of sorrow, and the flame of despair, and followed these with a human sacrifice. In order to obtain these flames, the witches sent their minions, General Onyx, General of Darkness, to Holodrum, and Varan, Sorceress of the Shadows, to Liabeeaa. One day, when Link visited Hyrule Castle, the Triforce beckoned him into its chamber. Once he placed his hands on the Triforce, it transported him to the distant land of Holodrum. So, where the General of Darkness is at. Using 100% of my brain power to absorb this information right now. Oh my gosh. Upon awakening in Holodrum, Link met with a group of traveling performers who were watching a dancer named Din. So Din is also like that one goddess from way back. So shout out. Link danced with Din, but suddenly a whirlwind appeared and snatched Din away. Din was actually the Oracle of Seasons, and her capture by Onyx meant that the seasons of the land of Holodrum were thrown into chaos. The only way to restore balance to the seasons was to collect the 8 essences of nature scattered around the Holodrum. Link quested for the essences using the mythical Rod of Seasons in order to manipulate the seasons as he went. Once Link defeated Onyx and rescued Din, he was magically transported to the land of Liabeeaa, setting of his second trial. However, even after his death, Onyx's actions caused the flame of destruction to be lit. So this takes us to the Oracle of Ages. So when he wakes up in Liabeeaa, Link meets Impa. So Impa's the time traveler, the one that Hylia has sent through time to be there for them. Impa, who had been attacked by monsters, both of them met Nehru, who was singing to the animals. Suddenly, a shadow came out of Impa and possessed Nehru, who was actually the Oracle of Ages. It was Varan who had used Impa's body to trick Link. Varan used Nehru's time-traveling abilities to go back in time and alter the past. Shout out to Din, gotta be top 4 goddess in Legend of Zelda. Gotta be top 3 for real. And Nehru, shout out. Varan influenced Queen Ambi in the past to build the sinister Black Tower. Link had to use the Harp of Ages to travel back and forth between the past and the present in order to collect the 8 essences of time and challenge Varan atop the Black Tower. Link was able to drive Varan out of the body of Queen Ambi and defeat her, but he was too late and the flame of sorrow had been lit. So that's 2 flames lit. Womp womp, that's not good. In order to light the 3rd and final flame, Twinrova kidnapped Princess Zelda, who had arrived in Liabeeaa. This would complete their dark ritual and light the flame of despair. However, Link challenged them and killed them in battle. As a last-ditch effort to complete the sacrifice needed to revive Ganon, the witches offered their own bodies and revived the King of Darkness. However, because the ritual was incomplete, Ganon returned as a mindless beast. Link battled Ganon, defeating him, restoring peace to Holodrum and Librina. I was including Hylia to make it 4. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Guys, I need a drink of water. How have I been talking about this for an hour? Nearly. Ah, yes, the kingdom of Hylia. Yes. Y'all hear Cisco? He's like growling. He's dreaming right now. He's so cute. The Triforce separates. After Link's adventures in Holodrum and Librina, the Triforce was split apart. Ganon, despite being sealed in darkness, following his defeats at the hands of Link, obtains the Triforce of Power, which remains sealed with him. The Triforce of Courage's location is unknown, but is said to be hidden in the heart of the Eternal Hero. I like your energy, Frost. A Link Between Worlds. This one is one of my favorite games. This is one of my favorite games ever. I think it's so fun. I played it on my Nintendo 3DS. It was the best thing ever back in the day, okay? Might be all the caffeine. Centuries after Ganon's defeat, the peace of Hyrule is once again shattered by the sudden appearance of a mysterious and enigmatic wizard known as Yuga. Yuga Bad. With his cruel magic, he invades Hyrule from another world, transforming the descendants of the Seven Sages into paintings. So the Seven Sages are also reborn. Everybody in this damn game is reborn over and over and over again. So he turns those Seven Sages into paintings. National Compliment Day. You have amazing hair and I like your glasses, Leah. Oh, thank you so much. National Compliment Day to Tori. You're super sweet and I always appreciate having you in my chat. Who's in charge of making these national holidays? Not you, of course. You're not complimenting no one. I'm kidding. Link, a young apprentice of the blacksmith. Again, bro is always with the blacksmiths, bro. So he attempts to halt Yuga and his ambitions, but Yuga succeeds in not only acquiring all Seven Sages in the form of paintings, but Princess Zelda as well. He retreats to his world, that of Lorule, which is like the antithesis of Hyrule. Link chases after him, using the power of a bracelet given to him by the mysterious peddler Ravio. I don't know, probably the Nationals. Yes, that's true. So on the left there is the bracelet that is given by Ravio to Link so he can go back and forth between Hyrule and Lorule. And they're basically just the opposites of each other. So Hyrule is kind of light, and then Lorule's kind of like dark. So everything kind of a little more scary, a little more evil in Lorule. That is why when I played it as a child, I got very scared and would only play in Hyrule and would be in Lorule for as little as possible, and then cry and say, "Please help! I'm so scared. There's too many monsters." So yes. And then on the right there is Ravio. The map in the middle is the map of Lorule. Frost is the one who told me it was compliment day this morning. Oh, my bad. My bad. Link is too late to stop Yuga. Using his magic and that of the Seven Sages, he is able to release Ganon. Along with the Triforce of Power, Yuga and Ganon are joined as one, and using this power, Yuga desires to consume both Hyrule and Lorule. Link is protected from the beast's onslaught by Hilda, who is basically Zelda's antithesis. I love Hilda. She is my favorite character in the franchise, and I don't know if that's cool or not, but I love her. She's amazing, wonderful, so awesome, and I love her purple hair. So Hilda, the Princess of Lorule, and the dark counterpart of Zelda, who urges Link to rescue the Seven Sages who have been sent to the far reaches of Lorule. So now Link has to go and search around Lorule to find the paintings of the Seven Sages. With Hilda holding back Yuga and guiding Link in his quest, he succeeds in rescuing the Seven Sages. With their power awakens the Triforce of Courage within himself. So Link, maybe the Triforce of Courage was Link all along. This goes so cute. Taking the Triforce, he rushes to challenge Yuga in Lorule Castle, only to find Hilda waiting for him in the throne room. Here, she reveals the truth. It was her who sent Yuga to obtain the Seven Sages and release the Demon King. She's evil. Taking the Triforce of Wisdom from Princess Zelda's portrait, she explains the history of her kingdom. No medium rule. We are in medium rule. Yes, that's high rule. Low rule's down there. This is medium rule. So Hilda was like, I tricked you, bitch, and then now Ganon's back again. Demon King's back, which is Yuga and Ganon combined. And now she's gonna talk about Lorule. Lorule once had its own Triforce, but was destroyed by her ancestors long ago to stop endless wars over its power. However, with the Triforce gone from her world, the kingdom crumbled, monsters arose from the world, and turned to darkness and corruption. Upon hearing of another world with its own Triforce, she sent Yuga to obtain the keys to unlocking the Triforce of Power and manipulated Link into obtaining the Triforce of Courage. Summoning Yuga, she demands he obtain the Triforce of Courage from Link. Yuga, using Ganon's power, unleashes his might upon the hero. High rule, low rule, what's next? Left rule, right rule, up rule, down rule? Too many rules, bro. So, low rule is just a sad place that was overtaken by monsters because people were trying to do the right thing and stop wars and corruption, but it did not work. Omnidirectional rule. Oh, there's something in my eyeball. Link fights valiantly, however, and defeats Yuga, upon which point Hilda demands he relinquish the Triforce of Power to her. However, Yuga disobeys his ruler, and using his magic upon her, he takes her portrait and her Triforce of Wisdom into himself, becoming stronger than ever. So, Hilda ripped the Triforce of Wisdom. Yuga now has those. In a desperate final battle, Link, with the aid of Princess Zelda, finally defeats Yuga. Upon his defeat, Hilda and Zelda are returned to normal, so they're no longer paintings. Hilda still desires the Triforce to save her doomed kingdom. So I liked Link Between Worlds because the whole thing was, like, as this picture kind of depicts, you can transform in between, like, painting Link and then, like, real world Link. And so you can, like, go on different walls and stuff and find different pathways. It's super fun. Diagon rule. In the last moment, Ravio appears and reveals himself to be Link's Lorulean counterpart. So how Hilda and Zelda are like the same person but in different worlds. Link and Ravio are the same person but in different worlds. So Ravio was the one who helped Link in the beginning and gave him that bracelet so he can go back and forth between worlds. Once Hilda's loyal subject and pleased with her to let Link and Zelda return to Hyrule with their Triforce. Finally relenting after seeing the senseless fighting that had led to this was not what her ancestors wanted, she helps Link and Zelda return to Hyrule with the last of the bracelet's power, though the first crack to appear between the worlds in Lorule's sacred realm. Diagon Rule Alley. Yes. They even got an alley there. Yeah, dang. Returning to their own sacred realm with the connection between worlds gone, Link and Zelda find the Triforce once again whole. It awaits for Link to make a wish upon it, and with his wish, Lorule's Triforce is restored to its former glory, and a new, brighter age dawns upon both Lorule and Hyrule. So yay, everything worked. Guys, I haven't banned anyone ever. Do I ban the bot? Loki. Triforce Heroes. Send that bot to the pit. Triforce Heroes. This one is what I'm going to say is the weirdest game in the franchise. Straight up, weirdest game in the franchise. Haven't played it, but it's really weird. Link leaves the kingdom of Hyrule and ventures to the kingdom of Hytopia. There he is recruited by the witch hunting brigade to defeat the evil witch Lady Maud. The witch had cursed Princess Styla into wearing an irremovable brown jumpsuit. Guys, this one makes no sense to me. I'll be so honest, never played it. If anyone's played this, let me know. I'm very curious. What do you mean she cursed the style witch cursed her to have a brown jumpsuit on that she can't take off? That's crazy work. Link teams up with two other look-alike heroes to gather the pieces of the ladies' ensemble. They obtain the last piece by defeating Lady Maud. The witch's younger sister, Madame Couture, assembles the outfit. With the complete ladies' ensemble, Princess Styla is freed from her cursed one piece. If you don't want to ban anyone, then mod someone and have them do it away from Pride. Yeah. Why does that look like the Burger King King or the King of Clubs in the Bicycle 52 playing cards deck? You know, you're right. Both of those are true. I think that's the craziest concept for any Zelda game, though. I really, really do. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that. Golden Era. Following the recovery of the Triforce and a link between worlds, Hyrule enters a golden era. So now everything is looking bright and prosperous. Successive kings of Hyrule govern the land with the strength of the united Triforce. The kingdom of Hyrule flourishes. So there's many, many kings. Time is passing. The last such king of Hyrule, doubting his son's worthiness, hides the Triforce of Courage in the Great Palace. Upon his death, he cast a spell on Hyrule, such that a crest would one day appear on a young man worthy of wielding the Triforce of Courage. The king confers the secret location of the Triforce of Courage to his daughter, Princess Zelda. So his son, he's like, no, he shouldn't rule. Let's give someone worthy the Triforce. Zelda, you can have the secrets too, where it's at. Era of Decline. The Prince of Hyrule ascends to the throne, but inherits only the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Wisdom, because they did hide the Triforce of Courage. Abetted by a magician, the new king questions Princess Zelda on the location of the missing Triforce. When she refuses to reveal her father's secret, the enraged magician places her under a spell of eternal sleep. This is a very common thing for Princess Zelda. She is constantly sleeping for a very long time, no matter what form she is in. Filled with regret, the new king places the princess on the altar in the North Castle. He decrees that all women born into the royal family are now to be named Zelda. The cursed princess becomes known as Zelda the First. Why is Zelda always a princess? Is it because Hylia doesn't want to be a peasant? I'm going to say yes, Hylia is classist. I'm going to say yes, Hylia is classist. Confirmed. Confirmed, guys. The repentant king governs Hyrule to the best of his ability, but without the full Triforce, the kingdom falls into decline and its borders recede. The Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Wisdom continue to be passed down within the royal family, and the existence of the Triforce of Courage is forgotten. I don't get how they wouldn't know that there is three, it being named the Triforce, but now we have reached a time where they only think it's a dual force. Refreshed and now I'm not a minute behind anymore. First Bilbo and now Hylia. So yeah, now they're like, there's only two of them. I don't care that it's called the Triforce, we only got two. This brings us to the original game, the first game that was ever made back in 1986, The Legend of Zelda. Many years later, an evil army led by revived Ganon. Sorry, oh my goodness. Duo Force, yes. An evil army led by a revived Ganon attacks Hyrule and steals the Triforce of Power. To keep the Triforce of Wisdom out of Ganon's hands, Princess Zelda, which is now a descendant of Princess Zelda the First, because they're all named Zelda and they're all princesses, splits it in 8 and hides the pieces throughout Hyrule. So the Triforce of Wisdom is now 8 tiny Triforces. Shout out. The princess sends her nursemaid Impa. Impa mention. Girl is sent through time all the time. Yesterday was the anniversary of the first game. I didn't know that. I'm gonna need a bigger notepad for this. we're like getting to like where the chunk of it's gone though. I feel like the rest of it's like not super hard to swallow, hopefully. The princess sends her nursemaid Impa, who is that time traveler that Hylia sends back and forth through time, to find someone with the courage to defeat Ganon. Ganon imprisons Zelda and sends a search party to find Impa. You really taking notes, W commitment. Oh my god. A traveling Link, possibly a descendant from the hero of the hero of the era of Light and Dark, happens upon Impa as she is accosted by Ganon's henchmen. Link drives off the evil minions and learns of Ganon's invasions from Impa. So this is, again, a new Link. Maybe from one of them, who knows? Maybe from one of the Links, who knows? He sets off to recover the 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom. Having collected them from 8 dungeons of the land, Link confronts Ganon in Death Mountain. Again, Death Mountain mention, that is a location that comes up pretty often in the Zelda games, and defeats the Demon King using the Triforce of Wisdom, the magical sword, and the silver arrows. Zelda declares Link as the hero of Hyrule. The Adventure of Link, which is the second game I've ever made. Hyrule as beleaguered by Ganon's minions, who remain after the death of their leader. Link remains in Hyrule to help with its restoration. On his 16th birthday, so crazy bros fighting at 16, but shout out. 6 years after Ganon's defeat, a glowing Triforce mark appears on the back of Link's left hand. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's crazy! He's the guy! He's the guy! Impa guides him to the North Castle and presses the back of his hand against the sealed doorway. Inside, they find the altar of the sleeping Princess Zelda I. Impa recounts the story of Princess Zelda I, and she entrusts him with 6 crystals and an ancient scroll written by the King of Hyrule, who had hidden the Triforce of Courage. Death Mountain and Mount Doom man went to the Tolkien School of Naming Conventions, I see. That's kind of real, yes. Have y'all heard of Homestuck? Yes. Yes, I have. So now we're back to the original lore with Princess Zelda I, where this Link is now the chosen hero, and he has to go find the Triforce of Courage that only Zelda knows the answers to. Or where is that? Is that a good or bad yes? I'm gonna say a neutral yes. I'm gonna say a neutral yes. Link learns from reading the scroll that the crest on his hand is the result of a spell cast by the king, marking him worthy of the hidden Triforce of Courage. The scroll indicates that the Triforce of Courage is located in the Great Palace. To undo the binding force around the Great Palace, Link must go to each of the 6 palaces in Hyrule, defeat the Guardian defending it, and set the crystals in the heads of the statues located in the palaces. Impa tells Link that by uniting the 3 pieces of the Triforce, he can undo the spell cast on the sleeping Princess Zelda and bring peace back to Hyrule. Shout out. Link defeats the 6 Guardians and places the crystals to gain access to the Great Palace, where he defeats the last Guardian. In a final trial, Link defeats his own shadow to obtain the Triforce of Courage. Link returns to North Castle. The 3 pieces of the Triforce unite at the altar. So the Triforce is now 3 pieces again. Yay! Princess Zelda I awakens and her curse is broken, and peace returns to Hyrule. Now this is where we get to the child timeline. So now that is the whole timeline of the Fallen Hero timeline, which is, again, the what if scenario if Ganon wins instead of Link. Now we are going back in time to where Link is reliving his child years or getting to live his child years over again. But he does have all of his memories, so he knows that Ganon is going to be a problem and is trying to actively warn Zelda. So he is going back in time. This is Majora's Mask, The Twilight Princess, and Four Swords Adventures. My favorite of these being Twilight Princess. I think it is one of the better games in the franchise as well. I love Twilight Princess. It is so, so good. It is so, so good. I think the aesthetic of Twilight Princess is so pretty. Like, the color scheme is so gorgeous. The child timeline, or the child era, is the branch of the timeline that follows Link back in time at the end of Ocarina of Time. The young hero warns the royal family of Ganondorf's treachery during the return of the hero, thus averting his rise to power and thwarting him from the start. Link leaves Hyrule on Epona, which is his horse. His horse's name is Epona, to search for Navi. Navi's the fairy. Years later, Ganondorf is sealed within the Twilight Realm. So now we're going over Majora's Mask, which is also a very popular game. I haven't played it, but I've seen and know all the lore. I think it's really cool. I want to play it very, very badly. Several months into his search for Navi, Link becomes lost in a mysterious forest. He encounters the Skull Kid, who is wearing the Majora's Mask. Skull Kid steals Link's horse, and Link chases after him into the parallel world of Termina. So again, we have another parallel world, kind of like Lorule. Does the horse spirit get reincarnated as well? I actually don't know. My guess would be yes, though, because everything is reincarnated. The Skull Kid, who is corrupted by the Majora's Mask, aims to destroy Termina by bringing the moon down upon it. Link has only 3 days to stop the apocalypse, but he is able to return to the first day by playing the Song of Time. He ventures to the 4 outer regions of Termina, using transformative masks to free the 4 giants. On the final day, the 4 giants hold up the moon. Link thwarts Majora, the demon inhabiting the mask. So, Majora's Mask features the Ocarina of Time, and Ocarina of Time is another piece that will come back later. The Ocarina of Time can make him go back to the first day so he can relive those 3 days before doom over again to save the world. The Hero of Time leaves Termina to continue his search for Navi and is not again seen alive. Upon his death, becomes the hero's spirit. The failed execution of Ganondorf. Several years after the Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf is sentenced to death. The sages attempt to carry out the execution, but Ganondorf survives. Blessed with the Triforce of Power by the gods, instead the sages use the Mirror of Twilight, which is the thing on the left, to banish Ganondorf to the Twilight Realm, which had been inhabited by the Twili, the descendants of the interlopers. So the Twili are on the right there. They are the descendants of those evil guys mentioned before, the interlopers. So now we are in the Twilight Realm, which brings us to Twilight Princess. So now we know the Twilight Realm, where the descendants of the interlopers live, which are the Twili, and Ganondorf is banished to this Twilight Realm. Twilight Princess. Again, great game. Great game. I recommend playing it. Many years later, in the Twilight era, Ganon appears before Zant, who is a disgruntled servant of the Twili family. Ganon grants Zant his power, which he uses to usurp Midna, the Twilight Princess. So Midna is on the right there. Midna flees to the light world. So Midna no longer into the Twilight Realm. In the Twilight Realm. And it's not to the Shadow Realm, but the Twilight Realm. Yes, 2 different realms, I think. Yes. There must be a link in between them, though, in some way, because the Twili are the descendants of the interlopers. So my guess is there is a way to get from the Shadow Realm to the Twilight Realm and so forth. As I don't know for sure off the top of my head. So don't take my word for that, but that is my best guess. Zant invades Hyrule with an army of shadow beasts who steal the light from the spirits of light, bringing twilight to Hyrule. Princess Zelda is held captive in Hyrule Castle. There's a Shadow Realm in Zelda? Yes. No, there is. There is a Shadow Realm. Kinda. In Hyrule, Midna encounters Link, a ranch hand from Ordon Village. So, now a different Link again. Now instead of being a worker at a blacksmith, he's a worker at a ranch. Wow. I haven't thought of Yu-Gi-Oh! In ages. Link had been in pursuit of Bulbins, who had kidnapped the children of the village. When he entered the twilight, he was transformed into a wolf by the power of the Triforce of Courage, which he had inherited from his ancestor, the Hero of Time. Together, Link and Midna restore light to Hyrule. In doing so, Link regains his original form. To defeat Zant, they gather the pieces of the fused shadow, which holds the dark power of the interlopers. So again, the interlopers are those evil guys on the far left. During their quest, Link receives sword training from the Hero Spirit. Hero Spirit being the relative of Link, technically. Oh. Zant curses Link back into wolf form with the Shadow Crystal, steals the completed fused shadow from Midna, and injures her fatally. Link takes Midna to Princess Zelda, who pours her spirit into Midna to save her life. Link and Midna seek out the Master Sword in the Sacred Grove where the Temple of Time once stood. The sword dispels the curse on Link. Link and Midna gather the shards of the Mirror of Twilight, which Zant had broken. Link defeats the usurper in battle. Midna takes back the fused shadow and kills Zant with it. The duo returns to Hyrule Castle where they saved Zelda from a resurrected Ganondorf. Oh my gosh, Ganondorf. Link kills Ganondorf with the Master Sword. So again, the Master Sword is back. Midna is alive, and then we have this Shadow Crystal that they use. Midna returns to the Twilight Realm. She shatters the Mirror of Twilight, and now there's no link between the Twilight Realm and Hyrule. Shout out Midna, we love her. She's amazing, she's cool. Four Swords Adventures. Oh my god, my dog is so cute. Hundreds of years after Ganondorf's death, the people of Hyrule had reconciled with Ganondorf's tribe, the Gerudo, and it seemed for a while that peace would prevail in the land. However, a new Ganondorf was born to the Gerudo tribe, who was the reincarnation of the King of Darkness that was defeated by the hero chosen by the gods and violated their taboo on the ancient pyramid. He stole the trident from the pyramid and then stole the dark mirror from the Temple of Darkness. The mirror served as a prison for a tribe that long ago invaded the kingdom. It had the ability to reflect the evil heart of its bearer, giving birth to demonic creatures. Oh, I'm trying not to yawn, guys. Ganondorf's scheme to release the ancient sorcerer Vati, so we remember Vati, he's back again, from his prison within the Four Sword. And again, the Four Sword is the thing that split Link into four different Links a long time ago. Or I guess in the future, sort of also, I don't know. And created a dark copy of Link, which is Shadow Link on the far right, and with the mirror. The clouds of darkness covering the land made Zelda uneasy, so she gathered the 6 shrine maidens to renew the seal upon Vati. At that moment, Shadow Link appeared and scattered the maidens with his powers. Link drew the sword from the pedestal, splitting into 4 just as ancient times. However, this released Vati from his prison to cause chaos. Ganon used Shadow Link to tear rifts into the Dark World, pulling the 4 Knights of Hyrule into his sway and transforming them into big, dark Stophalos. No, you're good. So, the 4 Knights of Hyrule are now the evil skeleton guy in the middle, basically. The four Links journeyed throughout Hyrule to rescue the Shrine Maidens and learned that Ganon was the mastermind behind the darkness plaguing Hyrule. They obtained the four jewels from the knights and made their way to the Tower of Winds, where they battled Vati and Ganon himself, destroying Vati and sealing Ganon inside the Four Sword forevermore. No more Ganon, he's inside the Four Sword. There's a lot of swords sealing different things in Zelda. Now we are at the adult timeline, which is the Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. The only one I played from those is actually the Wind Waker. Fun fact. I've only played Wind Waker. But I've seen run-throughs of both Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, so I know about them and I know exactly what they do, but I haven't played them myself. But again, the adult timeline is where that Link that defeats Ganon back in after Ocarina of Time is gone and goes back in time, so now we have no more Link of that. The adult timeline, or adult era, is the branch of the timeline in which Link has disappeared from Hyrule after being sent back in time at the end of Ocarina of Time. In this timeline, Ganondorf is sealed within the void of the corrupted Sacred Realm along with the Triforce of Power. The Triforce of Wisdom remains in Zelda's possession. When Link goes back in time, the Triforce of Courage is left behind and shattered into 8 shards that are scattered across Hyrule. Zelda returns the Master Sword to the Temple of Time. Chat broke for me? Chat broke for me? Uh-oh. Somebody else let me know if it's breaking for them. I'm curious. I'm refreshing mine because it was being funky too. Actually, it says just loading chat on my end. Somebody let me know if it's different for them. Seems fine for me. Okay, I'll keep going then. I'll keep going then for now. So I guess they loved to split a singular Triforce piece into 8 pieces in many different games, which is so fun, amazing. So Triforce of Courage is now 8 different pieces. Triforce of Power is in the sacred realm with Ganondorf, and Triforce of Wisdom is with Zelda. Hyrule submerged. Oops. Ages pass, and the hero of time fades into legend. So who's that? Who's the hero of time? Who's Link? I'm glad you refreshed and it's good now. I'm so glad. I was a little worried. During the era without a hero, the seal of the 7 sages broke. Ganon escaped from the Sacred Realm and used the Triforce of Power to bring darkness to Hyrule. When no hero appeared, King Daphnis Nohansen Hyrule and his people pleaded to the gods for deliverance. So there is no hero, and that's sad. We don't like that. Ganon escapes. Okay. The gods responded by bringing forth a deluge. Deluge? I think I usually say deluge. Deluge? That sounds funky. Okay. That would seal away all of Hyrule and Ganon with it. The gods chose those who would build a new world and commanded them to take refuge on the mountaintops, so it's kind of like the story of Noah and the Ark, Haiki, which became the islands of the new world known as the Great Sea. The Triforce of Wisdom was split in 2. One part remained with the King Daphnis beneath the waves, and the other with his daughter the princess, who ascends up to the new world. The Triforce fragment passed on to her namesake from daughter to daughter. Beneath the waves, Hyrule remained frozen in time. So, Hyrule's now submerged, and now we have islands, and now the gods are like, we're gonna pull a Noah's Ark. We're gonna pull a Noah's Ark. We're just gonna start over because there's no hero and everything's going to shit. So, fun fact: the Wind Waker. Hundreds of years later, during the era of the Great Sea, Ganondorf escapes to the surface world. So now he is no longer underneath the waves. Seeking to regain the Triforce of Wisdom, he commands the Helmerach King to help kidnap young girls with pointed ears, all in the hopes of capturing Zelda. The Helmerach King kidnaps Ariel, Link's sister. Link is a resident of Outset Island and is unrelated to the hero of time, sets out to rescue her. He is guided by the king of red lions, a boat sent forth by the gods. So sorry, I did misspeak. Ganondorf doesn't escape under the sea to the surface world. Actually, yeah, he does. Ganondorf does escape under the sea to the surface world because previously he has broken out. Now I'm buffering. Oh no! I hope it's okay. I'm sorry. So, now there's a new Link, and this Link is not related to the Hero of Time. I don't know how he got there, don't know why he's there. But all girls with pointy ears could be Zelda's, so this giant eagle guy is gonna kidnap girls, which is totally not weird at all. And every girl with pointed ears is gone, and Link's sister is kind of like, Dunzo. I'm back and Frost is a different color. Frost is also a different color for me. It's not just you. It's good. Link proves his worth as a hero by gathering the goddess pearls and completing the goddess's trial. A way opens to Hyrule beneath the waves. Link draws the Master Sword from a pedestal within Hyrule Castle. With the help of Tetra and her pirate crew, Link rescues his sister. However, he is unable to defeat Ganondorf. The Master Sword had lost the power to repel evil when Ganondorf killed the sages of Earth and Wind. Link and Tetra escape Ganondorf's grasp and return to Hyrule, where Daphnis No Handsome Hyrule reveals himself to be the king of Red Lions. He mends the Triforce of Wisdom. So now it's no longer 8 pieces. No. Okay, the Triforce of Wisdom was 2 pieces, yes. Tetra carries the other piece, the Awakened, as Princess Zelda. Tetra is now Princess Zelda, I believe, right? I think so. Link restores the power to repel the evil to the Master Sword. He gathers the shards of the Triforce of Courage to reopen the way to Hyrule. Upon returning to Hyrule, he discovers Zelda has been kidnapped by Ganondorf and taken atop Ganon's tower. When Link pursues them to the top of the tower, the full Triforce is reunited. Before Ganondorf is able to touch the Triforce and make his wish, Daphnis O'Hanson Hyrule steps in and wishes for Hyrule to be washed away forever. Together, Link and Zelda defeat Ganondorf. They return to the surface, but Daphnis O'Hanson Hyrule stays behind and vanishes along with his kingdom. Above the waves, Zelda becomes Tetra once again. Link and Tetra set sail in search of a new continent. Phantom Hourglass. During the era of the Great Voyage, Link and Tetra happen upon the world of the Ocean King. To investigate a rumor about disappearing ships in the area, Tetra boards the ghost ship and is taken away by it. Link falls into the ocean trying to rescue her and washes up on Merkay Island, where he meets the fairy Celia and her so-called grandfather Oshus. Link teams up with Celia and a steamboat captain, Linebeck, to find the ghost ship. He obtains clues from the Temple of the Ocean King, which he navigates using the Phantom Hourglass. Link finds the ship, rescuing the spirits of power, wisdom, and courage, Leif, Neri, and as it turns out, Celia. On the ship, Link finds Tetra turned to stone. Her life force had been drained by a malevolent creature named Bellum, and that's the thing on the left. To defeat Bellum, Link searches the seas for 3 pure metals to forge the Phantom Sword, the Phantom Sword being in the middle. Oshus reveals himself to be the Ocean King and fuses the Phantom Hourglass into the Phantom Sword. Oshus is on the right-hand side there. The Phantom Sword in hand, Link defeats Bellum and frees Tetra. The Ocean King regains his true form. Link and Tetra return to their world and continue their search for a new continent. The era of Hyrule's rebirth. Guys, I love the little pizza in the chat too, and the little raccoon. That makes me very happy. Or is that a Dorito? I can't see. I don't know if it's a pizza or Dorito. Link and Tetra's pirate crew eventually discovered a new continent. Spirit tracks spanned the land, at the center of which stood the Tower of Spirits. These were created by the Locomo to bind the Demon King Maldus to the land. Tetra christened the land New Hyrule. After over 100 years, the land of New Hyrule thrived. So this is New Hyrule. This was different. Dorito. Okay, consensus is Dorito. Spirit Tracks. So now we are in New Hyrule in the adult timeline. Guys, this is so convoluted. 100 years later, spirit tracks began to disappear. Link, who is a royal engineer, and Princess Zelda, who is Tetra's descendant, head to the Tower of Spirits to investigate. Their train is derailed by Chancellor Cole and Brine. Chancellor Cole, advisor to Princess Zelda, reveals himself to be a demon to revive Malladus. Brine, Cole's ally, separates Zelda's spirit from her body. Her body is carried off to the top of the spirit tower to be used as a vessel for Malladus. The spirit tower is fragmented into floating pieces. Evil Zelda. Link and Princess Zelda's ghosts travel to 4 temples to restore the spirit tracks and the Tower of Spirits. They climb to the top of the tower but are too late to stop Malladus from possessing Zelda's body. They pursue Malladus into the Dark Realm. Together they defeat Malladus and Cole using the Bow of Light and the Locomo Sword. Zelda regains her body and returns peace to Hyrule. Their protection no longer needed. The Locomo sages return to the heavens. You gotta do dishes. I'm sorry. I have like 37 slides left. We're really far in. I hope it goes well. 5, which is the arrival of the Zonai. This part this part is a little confusing. Now we're at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Okay? Oh, you'll wait until I'm in. Okay. Now we're at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So, actually, I was looking into this before stream. Evidently, so, let me go back to this. Okay. So, evidently, fans were like, hey, where does Breath of the Wild fit in to the timeline? Because we have the 3 separate timelines coming off the branch of the main timeline. Where does Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom fit? And so they asked the creator, and the creator literally says, well, the producer, sorry, says, no, the director says this, that it's at the end. And he's asked, well, of course it's at the end, but which timeline is it at the end of? And bro just says, that's up to the player's imagination, isn't it? So the common consensus is that there's the branch of the main timeline which splits into the 3, and then Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are a culmination of all 3 of the timelines in the future. Yes, it is a cop-out response. I just found that tonight. It was kind of crazy. So that is the consensus, though, is that all 3 of those timelines converge at the very end, and this is where Breath of the Wild comes in, and Tears of the Kingdom. So this is the future, tens of thousands of years after. Tens of thousands of years after. The events of the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom take place during an era of long after the events of the earlier games, which have since become myths and take place at the end of a timeline branch, but which timeline branch is up to the player's interpretation. But like I said, it is commonly said that it's just like the culmination of all 3 converging at the end. It is impossible to tell which myths are historical fact and which are mere legends. The Zonai descend from the Sky Islands from far above, appearing to the people of Hyrule as though gods, long before the founding of Hyrule by King Rauru and Queen Sonia. It is possible that Hyrule may have been destroyed once before their founding. So, the Zonai are these, like, weird, like, animal-looking creatures. The founding of Hyrule by King Rauru and Queen Sonia. Why they keep continuing to name this Hyrule? They must be, like, having a Hylia, like, whispering in their ears, like, hey, you should name your whole city Hyrule. That'd be pretty cool. We should name the whole place Hyrule. I think that'd be pretty sick. That must be what's happening, because why do they keep naming it Hyrule, bro? The last 2 descendants of the ancient Zonai are Rauru and his sister Minoru. Sonia is a Hylian priestess born into the land of Hyrule. Sonia remarries Rauru and the Kingdom of Hyrule, and the Kingdom of Hyrule later integration, potentially a later iteration of it. Oh, they form the Kingdom of Hyrule, potentially a later iteration of it. They create shrines of light to seal away monsters plaguing the kingdom at this time. This part, I don't like. I like Breath of the Wild, but I don't know. Princess Zelda arrives in this time from the far future upheaval and witnesses the events leading up to the imprisoning war, as well as the war itself. An incarnation of Ganondorf is born, becoming king of the Gerudo tribe. Again, he's part of the Gerudo tribe. And Princess Zelda, in this time, has like visions and stuff of the past, so she kind of knows what's going on. Ganondorf initially attempts to take the kingdom of Hyrule by force, but his army of Molduga is defeated by the sacred powers of Rauru, Sonia, and Zelda. Then he then pretends to ally with them, and despite their precautions, successfully assassinates Queen Sonia, taking her secret stone and corrupting it, thus amplifying his power to become the Demon King. I fell back asleep and you're still alive. This is amazing. Yes, I am still alive. I've been talking. We're almost done-ish. Hello, hello. So now we're at the Imprisoning War. A large war is waged by Ganondorf, the Demon King, and an army of monsters he unleashes upon the kingdom following the death of Queen Sonia. King Rauru recruits 5 ancient sages, one from each of the races, the Rito, the Zora, the Goron, the Gerudo, and his sister Minoru, to fight... Oh, sorry. Those are the names of them, I think. Rito, Zora, Goron, Gerudo, and his sister Minoru to fight the Demon King Ganondorf. Ultimately, they cannot kill him, but Rauru manages to seal him away, but is required to sacrifice his own life in order to do so, which brings an end to the Imprisoning War. The arrival of the Master Sword. So again, we have the Master Sword. For some reason, it was on all 3 of the timelines, and now it is back again at the end in the future. Zelda stands in the sky of the Sky Island of the Temple of Time when the decayed Master Sword arrives in the past from shortly after the upheaval. She had been told by the Deku Tree, again Deku Tree mentioned, that the sword can be healed if bathed in sacred power. She swallows a secret stone, thus turning her into the Light Dragon, the sword embedded into its forehead to absorb her sacred power and heal over the coming millennia. The bot on this Discord is broken. Oh, so what's broken? What's broken? Ah! It was the wrong. Had to mainly give a member role because I want to speak. Oh, on Rose Discord. Okay, I get you. I can't start yawning yet. It's 11. I worked all day. Calamity Ganon on Rose server. Okay, good. I was like, what'd I do? What's wrong? I feel like I'm always the one with technical issues, so. An entity referred to as the Calamity Ganon is unleashed upon the Kingdom of Hyrule time and time again over the centuries. So another reincarnation of Ganon, Ganondorf, the same kind of entity. The Calamity Ganon is kind of bigger, badder. The advanced Sheikah civilization. 10,000 years before Breath of the Wild, the Sheikah tribe developed highly advanced technology and Hyrule flourished. The Sheikah built the Guardians and the Divine Beasts in preparation for Ganon's return, because they know he's going to come back. He's been a problem. When Calamity Ganon appears, the then-present reincarnations of Zelda and Link are able to seal him away with the support of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts and their ancient pilots. Despite this success, the King of Hyrule becomes paranoid, fearing a possible betrayal by the Sheikah. On his orders, the Divine Beasts are buried underground in locations across Hyrule. The Divine Beasts, again, are the things that defeated Ganon and are used to defeat Ganon. At some point, a militant faction of the Sheikah, who are enraged at the royal family for the order to bury their technology, split off to become the Yiga clan and swear allegiance to Ganon. With the Sheikah scattered across the land and many of them abandoning their own technology, civilization, and Hyrule declines to a primitive state over the following millennia. So they can't do their own shit because the Sheikah were too smart. Signs of Ganon's return. About 9,883 years after the Calamity's defeat, a new princess is born and named Zelda in line with tradition. Guys, we need to stop naming every single woman in our family line Zelda, okay? Around this time, a prophecy warns of the return of Calamity Ganon. The ban on the Sheikah's technology is lifted by King Roam Bosphorus Hyrule, restoring relations with the Sheikah. So I guess Hyrule is always like their last name, but I don't know how that keeps happening, low-key. Hoping to prepare in the same fashion as their ancestors, the people of Hyrule began working to locate and excavate the divine beasts and guardians, which they eventually managed to restore and activate. Subsequently, 4 warriors from each of Hyrule's races were selected to pilot those divine beasts. Well, Zelda implies a Ganon, so what if we just stop? So if we stop Zelda, then no Ganon. I didn't think about that. Around that time, the chosen bearer of the Master Sword was found to be a Hylian knight named Link, the only one who was able to pull the sword from its resting place in the Korok Forest. The 4 pilots and Link were dubbed champions. The day of the Great Calamity. A now 17-year-old Princess Zelda worked to awaken her sealing powers while being accompanied by Link, who had been appointed as her protector. Zelda was determined to awaken her power and prayed at the springs of the goddess in Hyrule, but she was unsuccessful. Minutes after she had finished praying at the Spring of Wisdom, the Calamity broke its seal and rose up around the castle. Hey, what if all of those heroes were named, I don't know, Tink Pink, definitely not Link. Immediately after, it managed to corrupt the entire Guardian army by possessing it with malice and turned it against Hyrule. The champions who were with Zelda near the Spring of Wisdom at the time then rushed the respective divine beasts, hoping to still defeat Calamity Ganon in time. By that point, Ganon had already sent 4 incarnations of malice after the divine beast and possessed them and killed the champions inside the beasts. Rip. Lots of deaths, lots of casualties. With their strongest weapons lost, Hyrule was laid to ruin, and Link was fatally injured while protecting Zelda, who had awakened her sealing powers after fleeing from the Guardians, requiring him to sleep in the Shrine of Resurrection for 100 years. This is the point where Breath of the Wild begins. Breath of the Wild begins here when Link wakes up after this 100-year sleep, after Calamity Ganon takes over the Guardians and he gets injured, blah, blah, blah. Princess Zelda, after returning the Master Sword to the Korok Forest, then went to confront Calamity Ganon alone and managed to seal it, though this required her to become imprisoned inside it in order to maintain the seal, as she could not completely seal Ganon away while he was undamaged by the Master Sword. Really want to play Link to the Past for some reason? Low-key, if you've never played Link Between Worlds, play that first. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is good. I like Breath of the Wild. But I would say I like the older Zelda games better than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. My favorites being Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Link Between Worlds. Everyone has the ghost badge now. So now we're at Breath of the Wild. 100 years later, Princess Zelda's sealing power had weakened, and Calamity Ganon's return, as well as Link's awakening, were imminent. In response to both, they still possessed the Divine Beasts and began to wreak havoc around Hyrule. So now the Divine Beasts are bad guys because Calamity Ganon has them taken over. With the healing process complete, Link eventually awakened in the Shrine of Resurrection without his memories and ventured forward with the Sheikah Slate left for him there by Zelda. So in the beginning of Breath of the Wild, you're just thrust in this open world where you're like, oh, this is Hyrule, and you don't know any of the lore, and then you kind of figure out the backstory as you go. Outside the Shrine of Resurrection, the spirit of King Rome explained to Link what happened in the past century. At some point, Link reobtained the Master Sword from within Korok Forest and is ultimately guided by Zelda's voice towards Hyrule Castle. Although he could have chosen to go entirely alone, Link instead takes the Divine Beast from Ganon's influence and frees the spirits of their deceased champions who also lend them their powers. So now, Divine Beasts are good again. Sonic Badge, best badge. With their help, Link is able to critically injure Calamity Ganon inside Hyrule Castle using the Master Sword, scattering the malice covering him. So malice is all like that bad energy, basically. Immediately after, the scattered malice gathers outside of the castle and transforms into the Dark Beast Ganon. Zelda, who is still in prison, summons the Bow of Light, which we have seen before, actually, and Link uses it to weaken Ganon enough to allow Zelda to free herself and seal her away. Sonic Badge is pretty cool. Shout out. After defeating the Calamity, Hyrule begins to slowly flourish again. Princess Zelda focuses on rebuilding her kingdom while Link continues to support and protect her. Now we're at Tears of the Kingdom, which I actually have not played. Citizens of Hyrule have been falling ill to a substance they have begun to call gloom, emanating from beneath Hyrule Castle. Link and Princess Zelda volunteer to seek out the source of the gloom. They discover an ancient mummy dressed in Gerudo jewelry revealed to be Ganondorf. Raru's right arm, which had been sealing away Ganondorf, falls off. His secret light stone attached to the back of his hand falls and is picked up by Zelda. The demon corpse awakens and attacks Zelda with a concentrated jet of gloom. Link jumps in the way, causing his right arm to be severely injured. Much of his life force draining from him, and the Master Sword is now shattered. Rip Master Sword. Could never get into Tears of the Kingdom. What you mean you want to try Breath of the Wild, but you haven't played? Have you played Breath of the Wild then? Because you said you wanted to play it, so I guess maybe you could mean like revisiting it. But if you played Tears of the Kingdom and not Breath of the Wild, I'm confused. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. But you played both. Okay. That makes sense. My thing is I got very, very far in Breath of the Wild and I never finished it completely because I got to one of the last fights when it came out. Well, I guess probably in like 2020 now. And oh yeah, it was 2023. I know exactly what happened. I got to one of the last fights in Breath of the Wild, and I decided to make a new save. Because I had a boyfriend at the time who wanted to play it, and it deleted my entire save because you can only have one save on a time, or at least you could only have one save at a time, and I never went back to it because I was really pissed off because I got really, really close to the end, and then because of my ex, it was gone. That was really sad. That was really, really sad. Not happy with that. Ganondorf causes Hyrule Castle to rise from the ground, causing tremors to affect the cavern. The earth cracks and Zelda falls into the depths below, narrowly missing Link's attempt to catch her, before accidentally activating the Secret Stone's ability and time traveling back to the founding of Hyrule. Top 10 worst things anyone has ever done ever. Agreed. Link travels around Hyrule, awakens the new sages, and ultimately defeats Ganondorf. Ganondorf then swallows the secret stone, originally belonging to Queen Sonia, and becomes a demon dragon. Link defeats him. So there's a lot of people turning into dragons in these games. Breath of the Wild is a pretty cozy game you should play again. It is a really cozy game, and I still, to this day, turn on, like, Breath of the Wild ambience videos when I'm just chilling. I love Breath of the Wild ambience videos. They're so beautiful, and I love the music of Breath of the Wild, and I love the settings. I think it's so cute. I will say I do not like playing a Zelda game and needing to eat food to stay alive. That was never something you had to do, and I don't appreciate it. But other than that, How to Train Your Legend of Zelda Dragon. Tremor, I hardly know her. No. The spirits of Queen Sonia uses her time power, and the spirit of King Rauru uses his light power, and together their sacred powers fully restore Link's right arm and transform the light dragon back into Zelda. Minoru departs for the afterlife with Rauru and Sonia. Zelda swears to dedicate her life to providing eternal peace to Hyrule. And that is the end of the slideshow, guys. That concludes the comprehensive and complete Legend of Zelda timeline. I'm gonna have to blink a couple times because my eyesight's gonna go in and out. Very impressive. How long did it take you to put that together? Too long. I believe when I made that, I smoked a lot, so then I could just sit down for a very long time and work on it. But I think it took me 4 days, I believe. 4 days. Yes. It took me a long time, though. I was gonna ask if you wanted to play SWTOR. But you weren't kidding when you said comprehensive. I was gonna assume weeks. Yeah, I know. I spent many hours a day doing that, I will say. Many hours a day. Gotta do the dishes, though. I'm not really in a talkative mood. Oh. I hope you guys have such a good night. I am gonna go to the bathroom really quick, and then I'm gonna get up Civ. I will play for probably like 30 minutes. I won't play for super long, but I do want to be on for a little bit here tonight. Let me check my phone real quick. Okay. I am gonna go to the bathroom, and then we'll just talk and play Civ real quick. Okay. I'll be back so soon. So soon. So like one turn. No. That's not the case. Let me get up Civ while I'm thinking about it, so I can let y'all listen to the Civ music. So I can come back and I don't have to fix it. Yeah, like maybe 45 minutes. I'll be on for a minute. Guys, we'll be chilling. Big chilling. I love when I open the game, it goes, Because freaking Hupshetsu wants to say, all the freaking time. Oh, guys, high key, do you like it being like, do you like it when you can kind of see more of the screen like this or nah? What's your thoughts on that? Do you want it to be like that? I'm gonna let y'all chat about it in the chat for a minute. If you want it to be full screen, let me know. If you would prefer this, so then the chat's easier to read and the screen is more seeable for you all, let me know. I'll do the dishes with you in the background. Yes! Yes, I made it! But yes, I will take comments on whether or not you guys think that is a good idea, and I'm gonna change my stream info here really quick. So then I have Civ on here. 75 people watching Civ 7 right now. Read the chat in the chat window itself and not on the stream. That's fair. And their devotion to expanding the frontiers of science and commerce. I don't know what's more helpful. Seek, read, discover. The world is yours. Minus the overlays, literally. I don't have overlays, but I don't... Actually, I do have overlays, guys. I just don't use them. I just don't use my overlays. But, I don't know if I want it to be like this or like... Ugh. Guys, what's the move? What's the move? Kind of low-key for VOD watchers, it's probably easier to watch like that though, right? Black bars are a little ominous. I agree. Like impending doom. That's kind of valid. I kind of want to make it big again. I kind of want to make it big. I think that's fine. I think that's fine, guys. We'll make it a little bit big so we can see everything. A little bit bigger, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. This would greatly benefit from overlays. Yeah, I have, like I said, I have overlays. I bought them with, like, the pack I got from the rest of my stream art. But I am not sure if I want to use overlays just because I like the simplicity of not having any. So, I guess I'll see. But I will be right back, guys. Y'all watch over Cisco. Don't let him throw any parties or anything, okay? Watch him. Watch it for me. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I am back. Dog throw some fucking ragers. Your vape is burnt? I'd cry. I would cry! I'm sorry. We are now in the exploration age, guys. Guys, we are now in the exploration age. Oh my god. Do I need my glasses for this shit? No, I'm good. I'm good. I can read. I can read. 3 fully packed armies with siege, but lose all of your existing armies and all of your settlements except your capital. Nope. We're not losing science. We're gonna get science for every codex and antiquity. Ooh, that might be good. But that's only 10. Scientific attribute point, change capital, change capital. Let's just go science attribute points. 2 science attribute points. And we'll go a economic attribute point. We'll get 2 of those and 1 cultural attribute point. We're just gonna go heavy on attribute points. We're gonna confirm that. We're gonna confirm that. Ugh, guys, I can totally see. Guys, don't worry. Outdated building by overbuilding. Okay, perfect. Bizarre. What's this guy? Cavalry unit. Oh my gosh, so thirsty yet bottle so far. It's like 8 feet away. I simply don't want to call it bed. Yeah, once this is gone, I'm kind of cooked because I don't want to get up again. I'm almost done with that too. Best of luck. Let's go catapult first off. First and foremost, we'll go catapult. We're gonna kind of try to make our borders all catapults here because we keep fighting and I don't want to fight all the time. I am done fighting and I'm going to win next time I fight. And this isn't good though. I don't like this. I'm not very happy about this, guys. I really wanted to win that last thing, but whatever, it's okay. Available technologies. Let's go to our journal here and track all of these so I know what we're doing here a little bit. So rankings, relics, treasure fleet points from distant land treasures, settlements in distant lands, 5 districts that are not city center with 40 total yields each. Perfect. Okay. Research. We're going to... We need cartography, astronomy, education. Okay. Cartography and astronomy we're gonna start. Kill 8 people in a game of Arc Raiders, and then the last guy begged for his life and I couldn't save him when he was down. No longer gonna play Arc Raiders. I'm so sorry. I think that's a good thing. I think you play too much Arc Raiders, but that just might be me. That just might be me. Oh, don't tell him to try Rust. He plays too much Rust. That is the game he plays the most. Don't tell him that. No! No! Oh my lord. Bro discovered his moral compass in the midst of war. Literally. Frost is checking his Rust hours. Guys, you know that Civ time is our talking time, okay? You know that Civ is when we talk and discuss, okay? We're all looking up our hours on Rust. Mine is 0. Mine is 0, guys. I know. Cartography. Okay, so we want to get to education, right? So we need these. Okay. That works perfect. That works perfect. Not you taking over the chat. Go for it. Take over the chat. Too afraid to try Rust? I don't even really know what Rust is about. I'll be honest. I've had Compact try to explain it to me, and it does not work. I don't understand. Guys, I don't understand. That's a little... That's a little... Yikes. Yikes. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. I think you've told me this before, but again, I'm concerned. You've dabbled. Yeah. So we need to study piety. And then what do we have here? Mosque. Okay, let's study piety there. Oh my god. You guys are so funny. You guys are so fucking funny. Culture on rivers, we can do that. And production toward constructing wonders. Ooh, no, I want food on rivers instead of culture. I changed my mind. Guys, what is the jungle update? I don't know this stuff. What does this mean? What does this mean? We'll do production on wonders there for that one. Economic, we do 1 plus gold on per age on the palace and city halls. We have a choice between 2 plus gold for every tech and civic mastery completed in an age, or 2 plus gold for every active trade route. We're gonna go tech and civic mastery completed in an age. I don't have a lot of trade routes at the moment, but I do want to do more trading later. The lions are scary. Naval stuff? Guys, what are you saying? Plus 15 production towards training military units. We're gonna go for that. We're gonna go for that. Production on constructing buildings. Or plus 25 science towards researching tech masteries. Let's go with that for now. Plus 1 science and settlements for each research assigned to them. Plus 20 gold and happiness towards maintaining buildings. Plus 25 science per researching tech masteries. I'm going to go for there. And we have 1 more. Plus science on each quarter. Let's go. Plus 1 science and settlements for each resource assigned to them. We're going crazy on science, guys. Going crazy on science. Yeah, I know we're not happy. I'm sorry. Let's... Ooh, this one's not a city? That's not a... Wait, I thought those were cities. Do I have to make these cities again? Wait, what do you mean they're not cities anymore? Okay, we have to fix that. Got a few friends trying to rope me into Ark as well. Looks like so much fun. Right up my alley. I'm shocked I haven't played it. I watch Compact stream Arch. Sorry, not Arch. Oh my god, Arch Raiders. The only Ark knowledge I have is from watching Compact stream that. Or, like, make videos on it. That's all I know. That's literally all I know. I'm gonna go Bazaar on here. I'm gonna put that there. I want some more gold. We'll get some camels up in here. Some fish, some llamas, some fish. Wonderful. Army commander. Bro, slow. What the hell? Get your ass over there. Okay. I want the swordsman to be with him, so I'm gonna go skip turn on this one. This army commander, I'm gonna kind of keep him like right here-ish. I'm gonna move this army commander down here, though. We're gonna kind of set up armies 1, 2, and 3 up here-ish. Want to play Club Penguin? Guys, does Club Penguin still exist? I need to know. This is important. Didn't it get nuked? Yeah, I thought it was gone. I thought Club Penguin was gone, like, forever. I want that guy there before I do the little box. Perfect. So we got, what, archers and swordsmen up here? Lives on private servers and rewritten sites. Yeah, it does deserve to live. I remember the good old days of Club Penguin and the good old days of Pop Tropica. Guys, I don't know if you guys have played Pop Tropica or revisited Pop Tropica within the last 10 years, but it's not good anymore, at least from what I've seen. But I loved Pop Tropica. That was my shit, bro. Yeah, I loved Pop Tropica. I remember going to daycare, pulling up my little laptop. Or no, I didn't have my own laptop. I would get on like the older kids' laptops, and I would be like, "All right, guys, we're gonna play some Carrot Island shit or whatever the hell." It was great. Unearth some ancient shit. Animal Jam, yeah, bro. I loved Animal Jam. I loved Animal Jam. That was one of my favorites. My Animal Jam, like, house would be so crazy. I was so proud of that shit. Feudal monarchy. Plutocracy. Culture, theocracy. We're gonna go feudal monarchy. So I can get those, army guys a little bit better here. Gonna get that guy stationed here. We're just gonna have him chill out. Gonna get that guy. Where's my other army commander guy? Rest. Where's my army commander? See, where'd he go? What? I thought I put an army commander down here. Am I losing my shit? I thought I did. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe this is just the guy I moved over there. Okay. What is bro doing? Guys, let's all go to my Club Penguin. Little area. Let's go visit each other in Club Penguin. Catapult, bro. This is so fire. I'm so hyped. Done with dishes. I love Pop Tropica. Yeah, I would say Pop Tropica was like my most played game as a kid. I played it from like what, 2009 until 2015. Dished out some damage. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. No, no, no. This can't be. Oh, we have a trade route now? Looks like. Guys, I'm probably getting off in 5 minutes, high key. I know I'm not on Civ for very long tonight. I just wanted to revisit it a little bit before I got off, but I do have some plans that I need to attend to. And I was going to work. Oh shit, fuck that. I was going to have the next 2 days off of work, but I am going in tomorrow anyways. Even though I was supposed to have it off just because I want to finish up something I was doing today, and I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. So I am going to go into work again, which is going to be frustrating, but that's another reason I have to get off soon. Half asleep anyway? Very fair. Me too, quite honest. I don't know how I'm gonna live through these plans. Might just fall asleep. We got cartography, which is sick. Now we're working on astronomy, which we need. I'm so excited to establish a religion, guys. That's my favorite thing. Education, specialist, okay. Okay, we're on track, we're on track. Ooh, we don't make this a city now. Make this a city. Got a wharf. Increases the number of resources that may be assigned to that settlement. It's pretty good. Let's high key go more like catapults and stuff right now. Let's do that. Guys, am I gonna have to fight Ben Franklin? Am I gonna have to fight Ben Franklin? I need to survey that area over there. I really do. Because I think I'm gonna need to establish some, like, settlements that aren't around here. Especially because there is no room over here, and I'm gonna have to war with people soon. Like, too soon. Do I want to war with people? Not really. But I'm gonna have to. So we're gonna put some scouts out for sure. And then get a settler in here. Because I don't think this is a spot I can settle. Ooh, we got piety. Yeah, like, this isn't a great spot to settle. I guess we could here. High key. High key, I might settle here. Will it be a bitch because of this volcano and that volcano? Yes. That's fine. We'll do that. Economics. Mosque. Happiness. Unlocks the ability to found a religion. Oh, high key, let's do that. Okay, we're gonna get a settler in here, and then we're gonna kind of like take over this area between me and Isabella. We're gonna put this army commander down here. Oh wait, no. This guy goes there. I'm wrong. I thought we got a new one. Guys, I'm getting so tired. This is bad. I do have an army commander in the works, though. Yes, okay. Let's get a temple started. So we're gonna want our own religion here soon. Will it help you acquire females? I don't know about that one. I think you should get it because it's a good game, though. But I think you should say women instead of females. High key. High key. Allies at war. You know what? I'm gonna support my girl. I'm gonna support my girl. Fuck Ben Franklin. Fuck Ben Franklin.
So you would wish.
Am I gonna be high-key screwed because he's like right up on me? Yes. That's okay. That's fine. Bro, what? My thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly. Oh wait, no, I wanted a settler. I want that first. Hold up. I need that first. Okay. Okay, putting the army commander here. We're stationing him. Bro's just gonna chill, especially because we have Ben Franklin about to come for our heads. No, don't delete him. What the hell? Don't delete him. It'll help you acquire so many females. Females outside of academic stuff gets incel TBH to pick up girls first, consider calling them girls or women. Yes. Yes, I would agree with that point. Okay, guys, I got to go to bed. I've got to go to bed. I think we're pretty well set. It's gonna be kind of tricky because we're gonna fight this guy. But I really do... Okay, why are we fighting again? Guys, I was gonna go to bed, but now there's another war started. You know, that's fine. Whatever. We'll fight. We'll all fight. How about that? How about that? How about we all fight? Hatshepsut XP 23. Good night, Ro and Frost and everyone else. God damn it, Leah, I had my jammies on. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, guys. I'm going to bed. We're gonna all sleep, okay? Let's all get some rest and be productive tomorrow on our Mondays. Oh my god, it's Monday tomorrow. No! No! I'm up for another 5 hours. At least I'll play some games for you all. Thank you. Play some good games. Let us know. I had such a fun time tonight. I'm so glad that we got to do that PowerPoint. And I'm so glad that we got to check back in with our Civ. Tomorrow night, I will probably be checking in with our Stardew and then playing Civ for the majority of the time again because now we are in some wars and I want to win those wars. And so we got to go back. We got to go back and win those wars. So that's what we'll be doing. Thank you to everybody tonight. I appreciate you all and I'm so glad you all could make it. You're all wonderful and thanks, of course. Yes, of course. Thank you for being here. No worries. I hope you all have such a good night and such a good Monday, and I hope I see you all tomorrow. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, good night. Goodbye. Happy Monday.